Hey everybody, welcome back to our series on defining terms. It's been a few weeks, so I want to recap some of the topics that we've already discussed. The first week we talked about liberalism and we compared classical liberalism with modern liberalism. Then we talked about nationalism and discussed the pros and cons that can come from a strong sense of national pride. This week's topic is conservatism, and I asked people just to provide a definition of conservatism. In the poll question provided 4 possible responses. 87% of those who responded to the poll said that it is a view of government that holds to the foundational elements of the Constitution. I also provided an opportunity for people to provide their own definition, and I want to highlight 2 of those. One person said it's a view of government that allows self-determination, protects its citizens, and only provides a safety net when absolutely necessary. The other one that I want to highlight, the person said, historically, I feel conservative politicians have focused on lowering taxes and minimizing government involvement. Nowadays, conservatives focus on religion, which does not have a place in government. I might do a video on religion and government at another time, but today we're just going to focus on conservatism and kind of these 2 definitions here: a view of government that allows for self-determination, protects its citizens, and a view of lowering taxes and minimizing government involvement. Conservatism in and of itself really does not stand alone. Let's break the word down, the word conserve. In order to conserve something, you have to define that something. If we are conserving water in the middle of a drought, it is water that is the object of conservation. We would limit our use of water to drinking, washing, bathing, and we would not be using water for something like washing a car or watering a lawn. We would stick to drinking water, bathing, washing our dishes. The basic necessities that we would have with our water usage is what we would limit that usage to. Another way to look at this is another word that has similar meaning, which is preserve. If we were going to preserve a fruit or vegetable through the canning process, there would be certain steps that we would have to follow to ensure that when we can that fruit or vegetable, it's going to be shelf stable for a long period of time. And when we go back to eat that fruit or vegetable, it's going to be healthy and not make us sick. And so we take this idea of conserving something or preserving something into the political arena. Conservatism is dependent upon the preexistence of other political ideologies. For many Americans, we hold to the idea of constitutionalism as the source of our conservatism, meaning that we want to preserve the fundamental things that are mentioned in the Constitution. Some of those are maximizing individual rights and liberties, making sure that we protect the freedom of speech, making sure that we protect the right to due process, making sure that we protect the right to keep and bear arms. These are fundamental God-given rights the government cannot encroach upon. Another thing that we would hold to is lowering taxes, or maybe even eliminating taxes. Even though there was a constitutional amendment that was written into the Constitution that allowed the federal government to have a federal income tax and tax its people, the founding fathers really did not hold to that. That was not written into the taxing power of Congress, and that's why it had to be added later. And so the idea is that in the United States of America, a conservative is probably somebody that's going to hold to the basic fundamental truths of the Constitution, looking to minimize government and to maximize self-determination. In other countries, it may actually be applied to a different political ideology than, let's say, classical liberalism that would hold to the value of the Constitution. Another country, people could be socialist conservatives where they're trying to maintain or preserve socialism. Again, it must be something that's connected to another political ideology and cannot stand on its own. I hope that this has helped you understand conservatism a little bit more and understand that it is dependent upon another system of thought that must be defined in order for it to exist. I look forward to hearing any comments or thoughts that you have on this topic. I'll be putting out next week's poll question here in the near future on Facebook. Be sure to check that out. Look forward to hearing your responses. Take care and God bless.